Rain is a poem by Walt Whitman. I'm starting with this poem. Before we start with the textual explanation, I just want to give you a brief introduction of the poem. See, this is one of the nature poems where the beauty of nature is described as eternal. Rain is a form of precipitation, as we all know, and this is something very natural. Over the forces of nature, humans have no control. Perhaps that is the reason they are absolutely beautiful. And they have their own grace, which cannot be compared with any man-made materialistic things. Right? Now, this is this poem, which is the conversation, which is a piece of conversation between the poet and the rain. Right? The rain explains its eternal journey. The rain also has its journey, that is its birthplace, that is earth to the poet. Now, we all know how a rain is formed. We have all read in our science classes. The water cycle, you remember? Right, the water of the various water from the various water bodies, rivers, lakes and oceans, it gets evaporated and rises along with the air to the sky, and this evaporated water, this water in the form of evaporation, and that gas is formed, then collects in the clouds, and it further changes into water droplets. So when the clouds are heavy, they fall back in the form of rain or snow, any other form of precipitation, right? So they fall back on the earth in the form of rain, and then further they are collected in rivers, lakes, and oceans. This is what a water cycle is, right? So we all know the birth of the rain and the ending of the rain, how it ends. When the raindrops fall on the earth, either they fall on the ground, they go into the soil, or they fall in the river bodies, and further then this goes on, the cycle goes on and on, right? That is a natural process which continues. That is how the rain is formed. Now the rain explains this journey in its language, its birthplace, and it coming down to earth again, right? So this is a poem where we find the beauty of rain and where the rain describes its journey. So shall we start reading now? I want somebody else to read it out now. Who is going to read it? I want one of you to please read the text.
I to the soft falling, which strange to tell, gave me an answer, as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. It I rise infallible out of the land and bottomless sea.
Okay, and who art thou? Art thou, this is the classical English where which is written here. Thou word is for you. And who are you? Said I to the soft falling shower. Soft falling shower, I here refers to the poet. So the poet is questioning the rain shower. Who are you? Said I to the soft falling shower. The soft falling shower of the rain which is falling down on the ground. The poet is questioning him. Who are you? Which, strange to tell, gave me an answer, as here translated. Now, the poet says, which is strange to tell that who it was that gave me an answer, which I have translated. So that is what the poem is giving in his poetic lines. That what reply the rain gave to the poet. That when the poet questioned the rain, "Who are you?" he asked the soft falling showers of the rain. The rain replied back, and which the poet has translated. I am poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. Now, in this line, I refers to the rain. Rain is the speaker here. So the rain is replying back to the poet. It is saying, I am poetry of the earth. Just like poetry is beautiful. You know, poetry, people express themselves through poetry. People speak up not their mind, people speak up their heart through poetry. And poetry is mystical. It has its own beauty, right? So people who are interested in reading, who generally read poems, good poems, or they are in a habit of jotting down few poetic lines, they must be knowing that actually poetry is beautiful. It's just a game of that language. It's a game of the words which you play while writing a poetry, and at the same time you are expressing your inner self. You are revealing what you feel, about a particular thing, about a particular incident, or any small, any general conversation also. At times, when given in those poetic lines, it becomes beautiful altogether. So he said the rain here says that I am poem of the earth. Just like a poem is beautiful, it is lyrical, it is musical, it is rhyming at times. So he says that the rain says, I am the poem of the earth. Said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. So it says that eternal. Eternal word simply means never ending. Never ending, I rise, impalpable. Impalpable means which cannot be described. The description cannot be given of that. It says that I rise, eternal I rise, which cannot be described, out of the land and the bottomless sea. So out of the land, when the water is evaporated, or out of the sea, when the water is evaporated, it rises to the sky, the water cycle which I described you. So, and it goes up into the sky. So, Ankita, please continue reading. I want you to read out these explanatory lines.
In the above line, the poet asked the soft falling shower, "Who are you?" To which the rain replied in a strange to state manner. The rain said that it was the poem of the earth, and it rose continuously and bottomless ocean in the form of vapors. Upward to heaven, where
Wait.
hence
Above
vaguely
lines, just a sec, Ankita. In the above lines, the poet asked the soft falling shower, "Who are you?" To which the rain replied in a strange to state manner. The rain said that it was the poem of the earth, and it rose continuously from the land and the bottomless ocean in the form of vapors. Please continue.
upward to heaven, whence vaguely altogether changed and yet the same. I descend the droughts, atomies, dust layer of the globe. All that in them, without me, were seeds only, latent.
Latent and unborn. Ankita, is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. So when the rain, when the water evaporates, I'm again coming back to the water cycle. If water cycle is clear to you, you'll be easily getting this picture. So please recall the water cycle first of all. Water rises from the water bodies, rivers, oceans, lakes, and it forms into, because of the sun's heat, water is converted into vapor form, and then it rises to the heaven, where whence vaguely formed. Whence means where it is vaguely formed, vaguely, not clearly, because there it takes the form of a cloud, where it takes the form of a cloud, altogether changed and yet the same. The form of the cloud is completely changed. It's altogether changed. It has the form, the clouds as such, we know it doesn't has any proper form or shape. But the water, then it is converted into water vapor, and then it is collected in the form of a cloud, which is not clear, vaguely formed, not clearly formed. The shape is altogether changed, but it is yet the same. From its essence, from its inner side, it is still water, which again transforms into water droplets. I descend to lave the draughts at these dust layers of the globe. So it says, I descend, I then fall down. So water is then collected in with that vaguely, not clearly formed clouds. And after that, when the clouds become heavy, I descend. The raindrops fall down or come down to lave or to wash or give bath to the draughts. Atomies. Atomies means very small particles. When it rains, when the shower of rain comes, it it makes everything wet, from the biggest, the tallest buildings, huge mountain ranges, to the minutest, the smallest, the tiniest particles on the earth. Everything is wet. Everything comes in the effect of rain. So I've come down to wash or to bath drops and small particles, very atomy small particles, dust layers of the globe. Dust layers, the ground which is full of dust, right? Dust layers of the globe. Globe here refers to the world. So it makes everything wet. And all that in them without me were seeds only, latent and unborn. So one major thing here, we all know this, that rain is very important for the growing of crops, for the blooming of flowers, for the plants to become green, right? Rains play an essential role. We all know today also, no matter how much scientifically we have advanced, how much irrigational facilities we have, still rainwater is very crucial for our crops. So in the last line, the poet says that, and all that in them without me were seeds only. Till the time the rain didn't fall upon the plants or the crops, they were just seeds which were latent and unborn, which were not clear, which were hidden, which were buried down, and which were not born. Once the rain droplets fell down upon the plants, upon the crops, they bloomed. They became a proper plant. They gave fruits, they gave vegetables, they gave crops, right? So the rain is giving its importance. It says that without me, they were just seeds which were hidden and which were unborn. And after I fell upon them, they bloomed out. Right? Am I clear with the second stanza here? Children, am I clear with the second stanza?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe I have other children also in the class except Ankita. '11th class, my sleeping class, please
Yes, ma'am.
wake up. Better.
He tells the poet that it rises upwards towards the sky in the form of vapor, where it changes its form, condenses into water droplets. It also says that although its form gets changed, it still remains the same. The rain comes down to wash the drought and provide water. It also washes away the dust and small particles from the earth's surface, and the seeds inside the earth grow into a plant because of the water provided by the rain. It gives life to the seeds.
I hope the stanza is clear now. Anybody wants to question me anything related to the first two stanzas? Are the first two stanzas clear?